Prince Andrew is out, but royal experts say he may still be watching, and they believe he's doing it through his daughters. According to royal commentators, Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor is using Princesses Beatrice and Eugenie to keep a foothold inside the royal family, despite his dramatic fall from grace and effective exile. Andrew was stripped of his royal titles and removed from Royal Lodge in October, following continued fallout over his association with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. While Andrew has been frozen out of royal life, his daughters have not. Both Beatrice and Eugenie maintain a warm relationship with King Charles and senior royals, and their appearance at Christmas in Sandringham surprised many royal watchers, especially as Andrew and Sarah Ferguson spent the holidays away from the family. Royal experts Ingrid Seward and Charlie Ray discussed the moment with The Sun's Matt Wilkinson, admitting they were stunned by how upbeat the sisters appeared. Wilkinson said, "We were led to believe they were going to stay away to avoid taking sides. However, they changed their minds. They were standing outside the church, smiling, happy with the king." Seward then made the explosive claim, saying, "I don't think Beatrice and Eugenie had a choice. Andrew said to them, 'You have to go,' because he wants to keep a foot in. A, he wants to know what's going on. B, he'd want to know what people are saying about him. And he's always said that, and Fergie has said, 'The girls are my passport.' They are Andrew's only passport into the royal family now, and I'm absolutely sure that he persuaded them." Ray agreed, saying Andrew is no longer welcome at the table, so information now comes secondhand. One of the first things that would have happened when they got back would be Andrew would be on the phone saying, "Right, who said what?" The contrast was stark. As his daughters smiled beside the royal family, Andrew was photographed alone, driving away from Royal Lodge, appearing sad and somber. The scrutiny has only intensified with Andrew appearing in newly released Epstein files, documents that do not equate to criminal wrongdoing. Andrew has consistently denied all allegations against him, but royal experts say one thing is clear. Prince Andrew may be out of sight, but through Beatrice and Eugenie, he may still be very much in the know. All of this comes after the release of Epstein files by the U.S. Department of Justice, including a photograph showing Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor lying on women's laps with Ghislaine Maxwell smiling in the background. The image, believed to have been taken at Sandringham, has intensified scrutiny on the former prince following the loss of his remaining titles over links to Jeffrey Epstein. Andrew has consistently denied any wrongdoing.
The shadow of Jeffrey Epstein is once again stretching across the world, and this time, survivors are refusing to be silent. As the U.S. Department of Justice prepares to release over 1 million additional files tied to the convicted pedophile, Epstein's victims are calling for what they say has been denied for far too long: accountability at the highest level. At the center of renewed outrage is Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor, former Duke of York, a man survivors say would already be behind bars if not for his royal status. Marina Lacerda, an Epstein survivor who says she was abused at just 14 years old, did not mince words. She says if he were a regular guy, he would have been arrested by now. Marina Lacerda accused the British establishment of actively protecting Andrew, warning that without consequences, powerful predators will always escape justice.
Just put out the files and stop redacting names that don't need to be redacted. It's just, who are we trying to protect? Are we protecting the survivors, or are we protecting these elite men that need to be put out there? And people need to know these are predators that are in the files. They need to be brought to justice so they can stop doing this in the long run. It's for everyone's safety at the end of the day. I haven't gone through all of it, so I don't want to speak, I don't want to say the wrong things, but I do understand that also a lot of important, people have been redacted from it. And the whole process of being transparent was to only redact the survivors and the victims' names. So here we are right where we started with the first files. These names that need to be put out there, people need to know about these people, have been redacted. So it's a little bit confusing. I feel like, again, the DOJ, the justice system, is failing us. In the beginning, they were calling us a hoax, right? They were saying that we were a hoax. And now they're like, we believe you. We're going to release the files. But yet you still haven't released the files, and it's not even full transparent. So it's very nice to say it, but it's also nice to actually do it.
Her comments come as newly released documents include emails allegedly connected to Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's longtime accomplice, referencing a man named Andrew. In one message, Maxwell allegedly asked a contact in Peru to arrange what she called two-legged sightseeing, requesting girls described as intelligent, pretty, fun, and from good families. The emails, disturbing in tone, have reignited questions about whether Andrew's role was ever fully investigated. One of the email addresses used to contact Andrew was reportedly listed in Epstein's infamous Black Book under the heading Duke of York. For survivors, this is not coincidence. They say it is evidence that has been ignored, minimized, or buried. Another survivor, Maria Farmer, who reported abuse by Epstein and Maxwell as far back as 1996, says this moment is critical. Maria Farmer says prosecuting Andrew would send a message not just to survivors, but to the next generation of global elites. Calling the situation an embarrassment, she insists the law must apply equally, regardless of title. Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor has consistently denied any wrongdoing, claiming he was unaware of Epstein's crimes despite maintaining a friendship with him for nearly 2 decades. In 2022, Andrew settled a U.S. civil sexual assault case with Virginia Giuffre, reportedly paying £12 million while admitting no liability. Virginia Giuffre accused Andrew of sexually assaulting her on 3 occasions when she was just 17 years old, allegations he says he does not recall. Virginia Giuffre tragically died by suicide in April, a development that has only intensified calls for accountability. Survivors say her death underscores the devastating cost of delayed justice. Now, U.S. authorities have confirmed that more than 1 million additional Epstein-related files have been located by the FBI and federal prosecutors. The Department of Justice says it could take several weeks before the documents are fully reviewed and released. For victims, those weeks feel like a lifetime. They warn that without real prosecutions, not settlements, not silence, history will repeat itself. And as the Epstein scandal threatens to erupt once more, one question remains unavoidable. Will power once again outrun justice, or is this finally the reckoning survivors have waited decades to see?